You know. Hello, this is Stephanie, and this is the Mocha Minutes Podcast. I look in your eyes and I can see we love so dangerously. You're not trusting your heart to anyone. You tell me you're gonna play it smart. We're through before we start. But I believe that we've only just begun. When it's this good, there's no saying no. I want you so I'm ready to go. Through the fire, to the limit, to the wall. For a chance to be with you, I gladly risk it all. Through the fire, through whatever come what may. For a chance at loving you, I take it all the way. Right down to the wire, even through the fire. Hello and welcome back to the Mocha Minutes Podcast. This is Stephanie.
You better come through.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. Mother is back home. I have enjoyed. I am 40 now. Welcome back to the show. Life be lifing, y'all, okay? I needed a honey. It do and does and did. I had to take a mental health break because mental health is important. And then my tooth was like, oh, you want to record? Go to hell. And then I had to get that straightened out. So now face is not in pain. Stephanie's a little bit more mentally healthy. She's taking a break. And Mama is back. Welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you to everybody who has reached out and said, hey girl, you okay? Also, thank you to Samaj for like low-key threatening me. Yeah, hi, just wanted to let you know where my stuff. Thank you so much. I'm like, wait, hi, hello. Why is that part of your intro? Hey, I'm Samaj and Stephanie, thank you. Where's my podcast? Thank you so much. So anyway, I'm like,
listen, he gonna keep you on a schedule if he don't do nothing else.
I tell you, he all up on me. I said, oh.
I remember I was on vacation once and he came in my emails. He was like, yeah, so I woke up this morning and I didn't have
no episode.
So I was like,
I was like,
my bad.
I sound like Melody.
Right.
But yo, welcome back to the Mocha Minutes Podcast. If you didn't know, you can find the Mocha Minutes Podcast wherever you find podcasts, Apple, Google, I guess Google Podcasts, no longer Google Play. They were like, go to hell. Spotify, TuneIn, Castbox, iHeartRadio, just not on the SoundCloud. The SoundCloud is for the rappers and the DJs, honey. It's not for the podcast.
Yeah.
It's not for it. It's really not. If you want to follow the podcast, please, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, same handle, Mocha Minutes. If you're grown, you can follow my personal Twitter page, Sunny Twote That. Look here. Don't look at my likes. Don't look at who I follow. Judge your mother, okay? Don't judge me. Judge your mother, okay?
You hear me?
And also, look, OnlyFans is leaving the porn on, so go, leave me alone, okay? You know, okay? I'm like, so people that makes the OnlyFans, that makes the Twitter handles. I'm just saying, I sound like Giselle Bryan. They make the Twitters.
The Twitters.
Also, I am somebody who's caffeinated, but if you would like to buy me a coffee, because, you know, every little bit helps, child. Just put everything in a little collection plate. www.buymeacoffee.com/Mocha Minutes. Would love it. Definitely appreciate it. I think that is all the housekeeping. You know, that's all the minutes. You know, that's the church announcements, and we can get on started. But the voice that y'all hear, y'all know this is my boo. This is my boo thing. This is the host. Wait a minute. You know what? I gotta pause. I'm not pausing this. I'm just saying I'm pausing because this man has rebranded his whole podcast.
And
because did because I was like, you mean like the Outcast song? You're like, yeah. And I'm like, why everybody having a problem? I want to know why. I didn't have a problem, but he rebranded, okay? Rebranded his stuff. He has a new intro. He has new podcast. He has a new podcast logo. I mean, what the dang old thing? I was like, oh, excuse me. Let me know. Let me tell you something, fancy pants. Yeah, Heather, bro, you doing this because you got this. I'm like, I'm all for it. But I have Kendrick of the Before Me and You, the Housewives and Marvel 2 podcast, and now it is rebranded to Reality and Comics 2.
Come on, Club Siren.
Come on. We got the reggae horns going. But I have Kennedy here. Yeah. I got my Obi Kens, I got my Kennedy. That might be his stripper name too, y'all. Y'all know what he be doing in Memphis, child. He's like, look here, I might have my fourth side hustle is a stripper. My stripper name is Kennedy. Hey, how you doing?
It ain't damn food month, but here we go. Here we go.
How are you doing? You be laying out these housewives on your podcast. Now, let me tell your raggedy ass something. He gonna get you, girl.
Because they've been on my nerves. They've been on my nerves. I mean, and I'm talking about from coast to coast. From coast to coast.
Child. So, y'all, we are recording on I believe tonight the finale. Yep, it is. Yep. Tonight is the we're taping on the night of the Roni finale. And if you're a Housewives watcher, you would know that either last week or this week, we would have been seeing trailers for a reunion. We have not seen that yet.
Right.
So there's a lot of, are we going to get one? We don't know. It's looking like, it's like we're shaking the 8 ball going, the outlook is not good. That's what our 8 ball is looking like.
Let Andy Cohen tell it. He's swearing up and down.
It's coming.
Swearing up and down.
Because it's interesting because the reunion's always around the corner when he puts out that tweet saying, I'm gearing up for blank reunion. You got some questions. And most recent one I saw was the Beverly Hills one. And so I'm like, yeah, so I got a question. I got several.
Right.
Everybody's gonna be like really ham on Eric. I'm like, yeah, I don't care about this legal stuff. I want to know why y'all gonna leave Garcelle out high and dry, as if y'all didn't have the same issue with Dorit. Why were y'all like,
hello,
Kyle in these faces? I'm like, but yet y'all mouths move your Muppet mouth and actually speak up for Garcelle, but y'all didn't. I was like, okay, so
So my thing is. If I got to submit a question, I would have a lot of questions for Dorit's mama's black best friend, because I don't know why she got mentioned in the first place. That was my question. Right. Yeah. Like, the lady was minding her business. In Baldwin Hills, minding her business.
Wait, right? It's like, excuse me, I'm back in Connecticut because she's from Connecticut or whatever the hell she's not from Europe. Wait, she's not from Europea the way that she talk. Not Europe, not Asia, not Europea, that imaginary country that she live in.
Right.
And she has.
As a matter of fact, she's from Pangea. That's where she's from. We just go give her Pangea before they broke up. There we go.
Oh man. So yeah, I want to know because Buckwell dropped that accent to say really. I'm like, that don't sound. What happened to your accent, Buckwell?
With a neck roll to go with it. Yeah.
It's like, I should.
Yeah.
Child. It's like, so we're gearing up for the reunion. The Shaw's reunion ended.
Yep. The climax of Beverly Hills too.
Yeah, Shaw, Beverly Hills, we're getting a reunion for that. I don't know what's happening with Below Deck. Hopefully we get a reunion because I need Lexi there because Not against her, but more of y'all gonna say that shit to her face.
Yeah, we don't do back talking.
Mm-mm.
We don't
Y'all
do
say that shit to her
door.
face. I know your father died, but this is work. Bitch, fuck you. Then that means y'all don't. Okay. Nope, Stephanie. Nope. Mm-mm. I asked the maestro of shade to the Duke, the High King of Shade, King Peter, High King of Shade. Okay, so sidebar. I want to know why we don't give more love to the Narnia books, the Chronicles of Narnia. I'm like, I love these little movies. I really truly love them. I try not to look at the young men that's extremely attractive. This is how I felt about like Jacob and Twilight. I'm like, first of all, how old is this boy?
Right. Why y'all doing all this?
What he was? I'm like, I don't give a damn. I feel like he's a child. I'm like, first of all, sir, young man, put your shirt back on. Put it on. I sound like
right now.
It's like, please put it back on. No, you are a child. What the hell? And they're like, he's 19. I am, y'all. I just turned 40. I'm older than his mama. Like I'm in How Stella Got a Groove Back. He don't need no green card, so that's not what's gonna happen. See,
not the green card
already. He's like, he don't need one. He don't need one. He's a citizen, so it's like we could do the nasty thing, but you ain't gonna catch me at no red table. I'm like, I wish the fuck I would sit at this red table. I'm sorry, I'm not doing this.
Right.
This
While
is
we
crazy.
watching this Robert Kelly trial play out now, we're not doing this.
Just put him under the jail because now we got a young man and all of the R. Kelly folks are seemingly quiet. Like now it's like, wait a minute, he be doing it to the boys. Oh no, he's gross. I'm sorry, what happened now?
They'll defend you to the last bit of toxicity right until you cross over. Then it's like, oh, never mind. You know what? Maybe you are toxic.
And then it turned into y'all don't care about the boys. I'm like, no, y'all don't care about them.
Boom.
Because y'all been sitting here bigging up Mr. Wipe Me Down and swipe ups. And like, we should listen to him. Why are we listening to a man who allegedly paid a sex worker to RAPE his son and his nephew? Again, I said allegedly, but he flat out said it. So it's not really alleged, but I don't want to get sued.
All right.
Allegedly. But we're listening to him. Oh, okay, girl, but I don't want to see these boys butt naked. I'm pretty sure the sex worker said the same damn thing, but yet you paid her to do it.
At least I hope they did.
I hope so. I mean, he was trying to get people to put coochie on Instagram Live, which, okay, sir, I need to know why you're that bored.
Right.
Girl. But, y'all, this is what happens when me and Kendrick is on the mic. This is what happens when I come into the clubhouse room, the Melanated Bravo child.
A mess.
Because we've just been nasty
mess.
for no reason. It's like,
right.
Y'all being foolish. Yeah, but we having fun though.
Right. The last one was, I got off there and I had to text him immediately. I said, well, that escalated quickly. Because it was like,
how did we get here? It's like, right. I don't know. Y'all want to do the freaky stuff.
Right.
It's like I don't know how we got here, y'all, but
I mean, muted for a while. I was like,
okay. I was just sit here and they're like, how did we get here? How did we get here? I don't know, but y'all be going up on a Tuesday and I don't understand. Dude. I feel like this room should be on a Wednesday. It's hump day. I don't know why it's not on Wednesday.
You know what? It might need to be moved. I feel like this season we had to, people needed a palate cleanser after some of these Roni episodes. So I was like,
that's very true. That's so true. Let me know. Can I come to hump day? Can I be Mud? I'm Mud in hump day because I'm all about it.
Right. We got you. Look, we got you. Yeah.
Let me see if Aaron and Kay want to reinstate the moaning rooms because that was early days of Clubhouse. Like, hey, moan in the mic. Child, I still have not listened to that because I'm like, let me tell you something. I will find me a nice look. I will get on Spirit Airlines to go hop up and down on him. Okay, him and them bedroom eyes. I'm like, if you don't go to hell, sir, leave me hell alone. He got them eyes look like he'll fuck up your credit. I'm like, no,
right. No. And we'll let it happen too.
And I'll be like, what happened to your credit? Girl, you don't know about that dick, girl.
I'll be at Equifax tomorrow. Like, wait a minute. No, that ain't mine. That's not mine.
See, this is what happens when y'all haven't heard us. You haven't heard me in weeks. I've been foolish. This is what happens. This is so glad. That's why I'm glad Kendrick is here.
I'm here.
He's here. I'm here. So I asked Kendrick to come by because we are at the lovely mid-season point of The Real Housewives of Potomac.
It came fast, right?
It's been only 8 episodes.
Oh, well, you know what? I think tonight's Roni will be episode 17. So I guess they're doing the shorter season. I don't know.
Yeah, because like Roni was one of the heavier seasons, like 20 something episodes, kind of like Atlanta. I think Orange County kind of had cut down a little bit too.
Yeah.
So, but
maybe it's just during this time. Maybe they all just kind of like, you know what? Let's pull out everything we can.
Because I'm like, I'm all about it. So, sidebar. Mm-hmm. So when the trailer came out, y'all, it came out the day that Bravo content creators on Instagram decided to have a day of silence. So I participated. Kendrick participated. It was, I believe, it was organized between a few different podcasts. Tom and Kicks from Dumpster Dive. I believe Donnie from Know That Pod. Donnie, Quinn, and Anthony. I think they're on that podcast. Also getting out was Taria from What Else Is Going On. We got Amanda from It's All Happening. Oh No Bravo. No, y'all, I'm not telling y'all her name because y'all knows it.
And nowadays, look, her partner in crime, Donnie, you almost got to say Donnie of the internet because he's got like 30 podcasts now too. So it's like I can't even keep up no more.
Yeah, I'm not telling y'all her name. It's so
one
funny.
was me.
Right. And it was so funny because I told Oh No Bravo to her face. I was like, I always take a breath because I'm like, oh no, Bravo. It's like that's because I'm making sure. So it was organized. It went very well, and it was very peaceful. It was so peaceful because it was like I just kind of logged out, and it felt so good to do it. And I appreciated everyone who participated and said, "Oh, I'm gonna do this too. Oh, I'm gonna share this too." And so shout out to Les from Reality Reading Rainbow, because Les is not with the shits, and he was the first one going, okay, so I'm canceling my Clubhouse room. I'm not doing that either. So it was concentrating on Instagram, and he was like, no,
Les is
not doing. Les is hilarious, and Les is like, you know what he doesn't have? 2 shits, okay? He don't give 2 shits. He don't have them to give or keep. He like,
look, you know, a couple of us have a big group chat. You know, I always get to the group chat late, and when I get in there, I'm like, oh, y'all cutting up today. Let me see what y'all
ain't it though? Yeah, I got
because it's serious when you get a selfie from Les. You're like, oh, wait a minute, what is
that? I'm like, that is my boy. I'm like, let me tell you something. Y'all don't say nothing about Les. I'm like, what? Who said it? Who did it? Right. First of all, you don't talk about Les. Second of all, you don't fucking talk about Les. Third of all, fuck these motherfucking cameras. You don't talk about it. It's like, look, I'm like, I be going up for some pokes. You don't talk about Dr. Momo, aka Dr. Monica.
Right.
You don't be talking about the black hand. You don't go up for my peoples. I got a lot of peoples.
Right. And I won't go say it, but Dr. Momo was the one that really got it cracking in that last
let me tell you something. Look, let me tell you something. She like trap music and cussing too, but she keep it cute because she's a whole fucking doctor. So look here, she be keeping it. I'm like, oh,
that's her.
She is such a good time. I'm just saying. I'm like, if you lived closer, I'm just saying we'd be going out like once a week because I'm like, oh, we're gonna go out and mess with somebody's nephew.
We have to.
Somebody's nephew.
Right.
Yes, in my English muffin Victoria. It's like she is so damn funny. I love her so much. It's just some really good. And shout out to Dave Quinn and Jim from Club Bravo because they canceled all their rooms that day too. They were like,
that's love.
We good because the thing everybody was like, is it social? Like, what is it? Because it said social media because it really could be anything, but it was concentrated on Instagram. And shout out to Monty from Mixing with Monty. Girl, take care of yourself because Deborah is like an asshole. That's her monster's name. I haven't named mine. I just called it a monster. I'm gonna have to give it a dude's name because dudes be giving me hell because heterosexuality is not a choice. So I'm just gonna let y'all know. I was definitely born this way. They're like, this is you know. And you're like, y'all, I just want to let y'all know. Just know there's no way in hell this is a choice.
Right.
Stop thinking sexuality is a choice. You're born that way, okay?
Right.
Woo Chile.
Woo Chile indeed.
Woo Chile.
Woo Chile.
So yeah, so shout out to Monty. She's taking care of herself because people done got on her goddamn nerves. Y'all need to leave my girl alone.
I love
she does it for the people.
We recorded recently, and it was first of all, it was every time we record together, it's everything. But she did that, and before she left, she didn't just like go out. She wasn't like, you know what, I'm stepping back, I'm doing like this. No, she took the time to like highlight every black content creator on Instagram and everything. I was like, you know what, have
to do that. Yeah,
right, exactly.
I love her
with that big old platform,
right? That big old platform with your big platform ass. Shout out to Raven from Mainly Bravo. Yes. She's back to making us the memes. I'm all for it. Not that she wasn't making it, but it's like, you know, she gonna be somebody's whole wife, not my wife. I wish she was. She's not gonna be my wife, but she's gonna be somebody's wife. And she, you know, it's like I'm all for, as someone who just took a break and it was very therapeutic, I'm all for anybody taking a break. You're like, you know what, y'all not gonna stress me out.
Right.
And then it be so now the discussion is we don't have it, like, you know, no, we gotta have it. I'm like, yeah, so if black and content creators of color are not going to be harassed for their opinion on so be it. Because I'm like, I'm tired of seeing like so many good people just be torn down because they keep like, you are reminded that they're black. And then you forget they're they're black or a person of color, or South Asian, or if they're trans, they're LGBTQ plus. They're like, yeah, they're Asian. They're not gonna let you forget, but you get on nerves because like, why can't I just go back to ignoring you? Because it's 2021.
Hello.
And we ain't doing it no more. And I don't want nobody doing it no more.
And I'm glad people are way more like ready to take the break when they need to, because you know what I call it? I call it voluntary trauma, social media sometimes, because it's something you don't have to go through. Like you know what? If I decide that I don't want to cuss you out today, I just want to move on, I'm gonna do that. Like I'm not gonna give you that. I'm gonna take that mental health break.
Because that's the thing, it's like I have seen like people who say some I sound like I'm Candace, some foolish stuff on the internet, and I've typed out tweets and just like cancel, discard. Yes, girl, I'm not typing all this out because you're a fool and I'm not doing this with you. Because
we're not about to engage in discourse.
I'm not. We're disengaging. I'm gonna take my weird mask thing that you called fashion, and I'm like, okay. Yep. I'm like, I'm disengaging. But so mid-season of Potomac, this is where we are. So season 5 was a little
heavy. It was already heavy. But, hey, you got so heavy on me. Yeah. Don't do me like that.
Look here. I love a Dreams Girls reference. So we were all kind of tired. So between us, because Kendrick was fucking laying people out on his podcast show. I was like, I don't want to be on that list because, girl, Kendrick will come after you, girl.
I was sick of the people,
honey. I'm sick of you. Y'all being foolish.
Right.
So it turned into, let's like, whose team are you are? And I was like, Monty was team table. I was team table and team wig glue. Okay?
Right.
That's the true hero of this.
That's the team that won.
That's the team. It's like, I'm going for the winning team. That's wig glue. Okay?
Right.
Mind you, I think somebody pointed it out recently. Imagine she did not like try to fight back. She was more concerned on her wig on her head. Could you imagine if she wasn't concerned about her wig and she just started wailing? I feel like it would have been a fight as opposed to what the hell happened that was. I'm like, y'all, and it wasn't even the worst thing on Bravo. It's just they ain't edited.
Yeah.
So then Monique decided to pack up her binder and her bird and go. She was like, she's going to sashay away, but you know, okay. Then we got season 6.
She's by a campfire now, though, apparently.
She is with no.
You know what? You know what?
R.I.P. to my mama bird. Passed away.
Yeah.
It's like that poor, like it was a beautiful bird. So I'm like,
yeah,
the bird's beautiful. It was a cute storyline. I'm like, see, that should have been your storyline. Potty training a bird. I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
I'm engaged. I'm like,
I was invested.
how are we gonna do this?
Right.
He ain't got no bird pads? Oh, that's a puppy pad. Okay. It's like just call it the puppy pads, but that's a bird. Okay, put it on the puppy pad. Okay.
It's the Juicy Lucy that we deserve.
Juicy.
Not it's what we deserve.
It's what we deserved. So season 6, we are getting the gangs all back together, minus Tick Tick Boom. Yes. Hey, Erica Denaro TV. And then we get a new full-time housewife by the name of Mia. And then we get a new friend who is, it sounds like she's going to be more into the second half of the season, Miss Ascala, Wendy's Nigerian sister.
Yes.
So we got some new folks. So how did you feel going into season 6?
Very, very, very apprehensive, because not only was season 5 like heavy, like I knew they were going to deliver us like a great season. They always do, but I was apprehensive after the season, but mostly because the fandom had gotten way too heavy. Correct. And there was the reason why, like, I'm like, okay, let me mute a couple of keywords because I'm sick of talking to y'all about this stuff. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm not going to keep doing this with y'all. Not the same thing over and over again. You're not going to convince me that I didn't see what I saw. Like, there's a lot of people trying to, like, do a lot of gaslighting during that last season. So I'm like,
like, what you think you saw? What I actually saw. What do you mean? I heard, I'm like, I'm listening. I got my ears open, child.
Right. Good vision insurance. Like they working.
I'm like, my miracle is in, honey. I heard what she said, child. I did my eye check. So
you hear me?
When they said they were adding a new housewife, I kind of liked that they didn't go to 5, because I think that's part of the reason why Atlanta, for me, floundered, because they stuck with 5. I'm like, y'all need more people.
Right. And they tried to see them in New York had very different formulas, but they both still stuck to 5 and still didn't get the audience reaction that they wanted, because New York had 5, and then they had like a friend every now and then. Brashawn didn't really get her dues, but then like Atlanta, they had 5, and then they had literally everybody in Atlanta.
They had 18 friends. I'm like, right. They got
y'all got to rent a big house.
He's a pool friend of Portia. We got Fallon, friend of Portia. Fallon's pool, Fallon's liquor, Fallon's
right. Shamia's daughter, Shamia's husband. Wait a minute, not Fallon's man. So funny. You're like, wait a minute, not Fallon's man. Wait a minute, that one slid by me for a minute.
I slid it right on there. I slid the shade under the door. I don't know how we got here.
It was so many friends. I was confused. There we go.
Like, wait a minute, I fell as man. I mean, does he friend of now? I'm like, I don't know, child.
Right.
Mike and Mike's lust for Cynthia. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of friends going on. There's a lot of friends.
Look, we had a friend that didn't even make it halfway through the season. Tanya came and left.
Tanya was like, we got Tanya, and then Tanya's the scorch marks on the street. Because she ran to Canada. But I hope Tanya's having a good day, because Tanya just seems like a really sweet person. It's like, she's so sweet.
I'm just trying to figure out if she really did invest early days in Clubhouse, because if she did, I just want to borrow $20.
I'm just saying,
I just want to borrow $20.
I don't want to borrow it. I want $20.
Right, because I'm not giving it back.
Like, can I borrow it? I mean, I'm not giving it back to you. But
right. Let's lay that down first.
Just give me that. Can I have $20 and then multiply that times 24?
Right. How about that?
Can I have $20 times 24?
Because you weren't hurting before this. So let
me tell you something. Tanya knows how to invest. Okay.
Yellow.
So now we are in season 6. We got season 6. We got a new friend. We got a new wife. So we brought back. So this season is going to be, hopefully, it's seeming, at least to me, it seems like it is the redemption arc for Candace. Because for this first half of the season, she has been super fun, because she's super funny. It's giving me,
and people don't know what to do with it.
They don't know. They're like, I feel very weird about this. I'm like, yeah. So my favorite season of Potomac was actually season 3.
See, listen, that was a season.
That was the season. Season 4 was like somebody gonna pop that girl in her forehead.
And that might have been mine. Wait, which season? There might have been 3 actually. When were Karen and Giselle arguing in the lobby in Paris or wherever they were?
That was season 3.
Oh yeah, that was a season right there. Yeah,
right. Because season 4 it began with Candace getting married.
Okay, yes, that's right.
So it's like because that's when that's the one that had the rent-free scene of the mime coming up when Karen and Giselle trying to squash it, and here comes this mime, and they're like, "What the hell is going on?" And she's like, "No, get away!" And he's just like, "She paid me, bitch. The check cleared. What you
right?
Excuse me, I got the cash app. It deposited into my account, child. You gonna get all of this?" I said,
"I think they left and everything. Right? They left and everything. Like, that man never got to go.
We gotta go." I'm like, "Oh God!" But yes, season 3 is my favorite Potomac. So the thing about it is that I was a little nervous that there are a lot of people coming to Potomac because of the fight. But the thing about it is like a lot of people didn't go past season. I think I have a theory on why people are like, I can understand. It's because they didn't go past season 4. Y'all didn't go back to season 1 or 2 or 3. And then people, because the way she said it, I'm like, did y'all watch that season? I'm like, that's what I'm like.
A lot of people, what I'm, now being on this side of things, like not just watching, but being on the, the podcast, social media side of things. Right. Now what I'm learning based on like DMs and comments and stuff, it seems like people, when they want to get into a show, don't do like me always. Like I can't start something halfway. I got to start at the beginning. But a lot of people will be like reunion watchers, and then they'll pick a season to start with. So like they might have watched reunions from 1, 2, and 3 and then started with 4. I don't know how they do it, but they do it.
Because that's what I did for Love and Marriage. Low key, I did that for Love and Marriage Huntsville. I watched part of the reunion, then the second season, and I was like, I feel like I need to go back and watch the first season. And I'm like, oh,
see, yeah,
oh, you raggedy bitch. And I'm talking about Reese.
See, I'm gonna do my rewatch. Because I got to come back to the Mocha Minutes podcast. So
yes, you do. Because we got to do. Because that's what I'm saying. I know. I'll just keep capping. So Kendrick, we going to recap. Yup, we doing it. Because let me tell you something. We doing
it. Because Kaya threatens me every day. Like threatens my life every day. She's like, so have you started your rewatch yet? I'm like,
Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Yep.
Let me know. Because it's like, because I that is a fun rewatch. But it's like the way. Because remember, I think it's like the second season, like they shut it down because of COVID. So it was like, and we didn't get a second season reunion. I'm like, oh hell no. Oh hell no. It's like all them dudes are all the husbands are attractive, and then they open their mouth. And I'm like, shut up.
That's the problem.
Like, shut. And the bad part, but I wish that Martell was talking himself out of pussy, but clearly he is not. It's like, how are you not talking yourself out of it? It's like he opens his mouth and talks, child.
Huntsville is a different place.
It really is. I'm like, how are you place. Not? So let's see. We got hopefully the redemption arc for Candace. We got the sophomore season of Dr. Wendy.
Yes. Talk about a season 2. I don't even want to say glow up, but what it's like. It's a something up. Yeah.
It's a reintroduction. Girlfriend busting in like that. What's his name?
Kool-Aid Man?
No, not Kool-Aid. She busted in like Woody from Toy Story, busting out the box like, hey, how y'all doing? I got some new titties and a new ass. Bam. How you doing? And I said, okay, Wendy, because that's how we started out the season. We got Kern back being Kern. We got the we got the Green Eye Bandits now. Y'all are talking to I am in the Green Eye Bandit. The Green Eye Bandit Apologist Society.
Yes.
But I would just like to let you know that my division of the Apologist Society is the Robin Dixon Apologist. So that is my division of the society. Cause let me tell y'all something. Y'all gonna stop playing with that my bitch from Baltimore, okay? Y'all gonna stop playing with Money Mayweather Dixon, okay?
It's kind of like I'm the CEO, and then I'm like, okay, I need somebody to run the Robin division and somebody to run the Giselle division. I am the Robin division. There you go.
We gotta find somebody for the Giselle division, child. Yeah, because there's so many branches.
It is. It's
a lot. So many, and no, we are not putting forehead in here. No. They have their own place. Because I will say this. Potomac has the best ensemble on Bravo. Ashley is my least favorite. I like everybody on the show, quite frankly. Ashley's one of the funnest. She's one of the funnest follows on Instagram. She really is. She really, really is. Because
you wouldn't know she was as messy as she is just by following her on Instagram.
You would, and that's the thing. That's the beauty of it. Between her and Giselle, and to a certain extent, Robin, they don't talk about the show
at all.
They don't really talk about the show. I think
you can't stop Karen from stopping about it.
You can't. Candace one. Let me tell y'all what happened on this fucking episode. Right. We'd rather you not.
Right.
Girl, it's okay. You don't have to do this. So it's like and that's the thing. I think that's what makes, and I say this is like Ashley be doing something like, what the hell? But Ashley Darby is a gold star housewife. Homegirl had a baby. 2 days later, she was back to filming. I said, the fuck is going on?
Let me tell you something. That she is literally, I was just about to say, literally the definition of a necessary evil. Like, you might hate the stuff she does on camera, but you know what? You gotta be there.
You gotta be there. Because the thing about it is, it's like she be messy and getting everybody's shit, but then look at her husband and it's like, but she's a self-drag. It's like, right. So I think that's the most interesting thing. That's what makes her gold star. It's like she messy as hell. She always in somebody's shit, but then y'all see all of her shit and she don't back down from that. I'm like, I don't agree with what you do, but it's like, yeah, you gold star for that shit. Because my God.
Yeah.
Because you know my Lord.
The reason I love them so much as a cast is because I feel like they've produced multiple top tier. Correct. Like multiple. Like they've done a very good job. Like I don't know how they perfected the art of casting, but whoever is over there has done a good job.
Correct. It's like I love the mix. I miss Cha-Cha on the show.
Same.
I miss Cha-Cha. So the thing about it is like I see the assignment. I see everybody accepting their assignment. Giselle knows her assignment. I'm messy as hell, and that's fine. And it's interesting that people say, "Oh, she ain't telling nobody about her life." She walked into this franchise telling everybody what the fuck happened in her life.
Exactly.
It's like I'm sorry, I've been saying this. Excuse me, since season 1. Cheater, pumpkin eater. So it wasn't like she was hiding anything about Jamal Bryant. Also, Google him. He was the spiritual advisor to Casey and JoJo.
Child.
I was like, why does Dr. Jamal Bryant, spiritual advisor? I was like, what?
I don't know how to receive that. I don't know how to respond to that.
So this man who's allegedly a serial cheater is being an advisor to these two men fighting their addiction. You know what? Shenanigans ensued because it's like, what the hell is going on here?
That's the documentary we need to see.
I'm just saying. I'm like, look, Jamal Bryant might be a whole lot of stuff, but homeboy can get a cute coin because they'll still pay his ass to show up.
Oh yeah. Oh
like that's fine. It's like we came back in Giselle going like, oh, it's not really working with me and Jamal. I'm gonna blame COVID or the fact that, well, you're too pretty for him. But I did like when she said, maybe I'll just be alone for a while. And we're gonna come back to that because that's one of our hot tops and juicy bottoms.
Wait, let me just say too, because I love Jamal. He ain't stupid about his coin either. He told them people, he said, I will never appear on the Real Housewives of Potomac again. He didn't say Bravo because that man a couple weeks later was
right up on Married to Medicine and was natural. I said, so it's really just y'all because while he was Married to Medicine, he had no problem filming
at all.
The men from, I was like, yeah, no, y'all. It's not that he don't want to be on the show. He don't want to be on y'all's show.
That's it.
Y'all show. He like, no, I ain't gonna be on this show because fuck y'all. Okay.
Exactly.
No, I ain't gonna be on y'all show, which still makes me laugh because I'm like, he all natural. He don't have no problem. I know it wasn't like a 2-minute shoot, so it's like, girl, he don't like y'all. Okay.
Exactly.
He don't like y'all. So let's. And Robin coming back and everybody's like, she ain't got no real relationship. I'm like, wait a minute.
We're not gonna treat her like this. That's what we not gonna do.
I'm like, it's so funny that folks are literally like, oh my God, this is terrible. I would never. And I'm like, I've seen the internet and some of y'all do something weird shit for dick. So I'm not gonna do this. And y'all be hanging on to some dude who likes the fucking tube socks. Yeah, I said it. It's wet.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want some look here, he can slip and fall and then sex send y'all to the ER, but you wearing white tubes. Okay, let me get out of here.
You know.
So can we talk about why we're trying to do this Darby rebrand?
Yeah,
and Michael is a doting father, which after the hell you put Ashley through, I think that's the minimum you could do.
Bare minimum.
It's like,
the bar is in hello. Literally.
The bar is in hello. Okay, that's a show title. The bar is in hello.
Because we're not gonna pretend as if Michael Darby has ever set a high bar before.
Like, what? Like, ever. Oh my God, why are they trying to rebrand him? I'm like, shut your restaurant.
Showing up with push
down and I will be gone. I'm like,
right.
Okay, so it's like now we got two little Darbys floating around. And the new baby is Dylan, and he's super cute.
Can I just say, people kill me because folk tried to say, well, no, I think Michael's changed because he has kids now. I said, you know he got other kids, right? And he's been that same person all these years. You know that, right?
And it's interesting that his grown kids have never ain't really around him and Madame Darby.
And ain't. They probably
Madame Messy. That's her new name. Madame Messy. They not be around her, honey. Her mama be around sometimes. I'm glad she got, I'm glad her eye was better because homegirl had ours. Like a part.
I still got that saved in my favorites on my phone. When she walked in, I was like, I don't know what mood this is, but this is definitely my mood of the day.
It's definitely a mood. I'm like, why is she like a pirate? Who wants to walk the plank? See, I'm gonna leave somebody's mom alone because I want if my mom had like one little eye patch, not looking like Left Eye, but looking like a pirate. I don't know. I'd be probably mad if y'all talk about my mama, child. So let me stop. I sound like Heavenly. Right. Your mama. It's like I sound like Heavenly. Ooh. That's a case study of girl. I just love this. I love her.
That's a good rewatch.
That's a
good Married to Medicine rewatch.
Honey.
Let me not get us off track because I
know that's so funny. That's so funny. So we are rebranding. I don't know why. Well, we didn't really see too much of Michael this half of the season, which means we definitely won't see him the second part, Joe. I'm not prepared. He's still, let me tell you something, y'all. He is still will risk it all for Juan Dixon. Let me tell you something. He will pack his life up. He'll pack up his didgeridoo and go with Juan and move back to Australia. And also he'd be like, is shit paid for? Juan, okay. Juan is such a Baltimore nigga. I don't know what to say. I'm like, and that's why I like Juan Dixon, because I know so many dudes like him. He's just so very laid back. And everybody's like, why he act like that? Baby, he been like this since day one because he like, I don't like these cameras, but I love Robin. Because I think for me, so can we go here? Can we unpack something? I love that people are acting like Juan is with her because of pity. Not that she's beautiful, not that he actually loves her, but her parents took him in when he was 15, 16, and now and like they got these kids and she got to be with her. He don't have to be with her
at all.
It's just like, why are we? It's like he's not with her. At least it doesn't seem to me, and I guess just us on the show. He doesn't seem like he's here with pity. But it's interesting that y'all think that's what it is.
People go find an excuse every single time. They always find an excuse. Whether people think if she wants to defend herself against Karen, that's Giselle's puppet. Well, Karen treats her pretty terribly too. Why wouldn't she want to respond to stuff?
Shut the fuck up. I'm like, and then she called her a bitch, and she's like, I'm sorry, what did you call me? I'm like, no. It's like, see, Karen, you act like you. Never mind.
Yeah,
and the Grand Dame is back, and her and Raymond are going to get married. We saw it in the mid-season trailer. The So Nice, we're doing it twice because we're not calling it a vow renewal because that's like the kiss of death.
Because we know how that turns out.
Because I think all the people who renewed their vows are still together. I think it's Stephanie Holman and let's see who else.
Well, it's still kind of cursed. It's Skip Hubbard that hit the show. That's
very true. Because I think at the time it's like who had vow renewal and they're still together. I'm like Stephanie Holman is still together. I'm trying to think. Well, actually no. I would say Nene and Greg. And also, please, thoughts and prayers to Nene Leakes and the family, because it's like, it's just like that's just horrible.
I get nervous every time I get on Instagram and like
I was like,
I'm
what?
like, oh
I was
yeah.
like, wait, I'm like, oh no. So I think that was they got remarried because I think did their divorce finalize and they got remarried because it wasn't they weren't still married. They got divorced and got remarried, I believe.
It said it on the show. They made it seem like they did go through with the divorce.
Okay,
but I don't know if it was ever actually.
I don't know if they really went through a divorce because I'm sitting here like, did they really go through the divorce?
I'm looking on her Wikipedia page. Look, the power of internet, right? Mm-hmm. It looks like on their Wikipedia page it says married 1997, divorced 2011, then remarried 2013.
Okay, so
maybe it was legal.
It must. Yeah, so it looks like I wouldn't count them because they got remarried. That's not a vow renewal. Why am I blanking on anybody else who actually is a successful vow renewal?
Because I think that's the only one.
Ooh,
that might be the only one. Because
it's like. No, because not Cynthia, because her and Peter broke up. Not Shannon, because the door is closed on that, and thank God, because what
definitely.
The fuck? I'm trying to think. I'm like, why am I blank on it? Like, not Ramona.
Nope.
Wow, I know it's other people, and I'm totally blanking. The only person I'm thinking of is Stephanie from Dallas.
I'm probably totally making this up. Did Kristen Takeman do a vow renewal on the show?
Did she? Oh,
I might be totally making that up. I'm not sure.
I don't remember Kristen because he's like something about she's pretty. I'm like, girl, shut the hell up.
I'm pretty. Oh,
it was like I swear because I'm sitting here. Okay, hold on. See, now I'm like, I know it's somebody else. I'm like, I know I'm not going crazy. Well, I would say because Bronwyn did it. But I'm not sure. I don't want to say it's that. I don't want to say it's unsuccessful because of how they're talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what it is. It's kind of like it's more like her awakening of how she feels. So I think I think that's a little bit different.
Right.
So I'm just like, oh, good Lord.
We might have to do a thesis project and figure out if there are any others.
Well, so apparently Eddie and Tamra renewed their vows. Which okay. Oh wait, sure. Lisa Vanderpump, she renewed her vows.
Ken ain't going nowhere.
Ken ain't going nowhere, and I guess this could count. But Kim and Croy apparently renewed their vows too. Okay, girl.
They'd have to fight their way through all them kids to even find the divorce lawyer, so they probably ain't going nowhere.
Right. So Lydia and Doug from OC.
Sure. I like to pretend they don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it looks like it's 9. So this, ironically, this is written by Dave Quinn from Club Bravo.
Oh,
look at that!
Come on, full circle.
Come on. It's like sometimes I pull up stuff and it's like, wait a minute. Dave, you wrote this. He said, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, go to hell, Dave. Why are you like this? So it looks like for the majority of it, so I feel like it's more people and I'm going to go nuts. But yeah, fingers crossed for the Hugas, the institution that they are. 25 years is a long time. So you know what? It's fine. So now let's talk about the newbie, Miss Mia.
Miss Mia Thornton.
She's very pretty.
Yes.
She has very cute kids. She has a very attractive older husband. He's giving me Peter Thompson. I always thought Peter Thompson was fine as fuck. Okay.
He gives me wants to be Peter too.
Sidebar. Apparently, Peter is opening a bar 1 in Baltimore. I said, the fuck is going on now? Because he announced it. I think Claudia and Al and Funky Dineva was talking about him on their Fox Soul show. So he put out the video, and I was like, did he just say bar 1 in Baltimore?
Come on in.
I was like, oh, hell.
I can't even think about it without saying bar. So let me stop slandering him.
So, yep. So there's that. So yeah, but G is a Gordon or G, because I'm like, I don't know why I can't just call him Gordon or Gordo or, fine.
You know what's funny? I do that every time I refer to him on the podcast. I always say the exact same thing. I'm like Gordon or G, whatever you call him.
Right. I was like, what's wrong with calling him Gordon? I'm like, I'm so confused. It's like, is that
let's get a name and stick to it.
Like,
yeah.
I'm like, it don't seem like it's that hard to do, but okay.
You're right.
All right. So we have Miss Mia, her beautiful children. She has businesses. They have I think it's chiropractic. They have different offices throughout the country.
And she likes to remind you that she's a boss.
She is a boss, like Kennedy, who runs Porsche. Okay, she's a boss. She's a boss. She is Karen's friend. Apparently, she was on a board with Kern, and it's very interesting because that literally sounds like how Wendy, met. She was on the board, but for some odd reason, she is impressed by Mia instead.
Yeah. That's a lot to unpack. Yeah.
You want to unpack that? It's very, very interesting that you're impressed by Mia, but not Wendy, woman who is 4 degrees. She commentates on Fox News. She teaches at the Johns Hopkins University. She has a beautiful family. She has a very handsome husband with nice cheekbones that I just want to bite. And her kids are extremely cute.
Listen.
But you are not impressed by her.
There's a lot of stuff that happens. Yeah, that I feel like with Mia specifically, that kind of, people have been overlooking. Like, I just want to point out, and I hate to do this because, people have called Kenya Moore oatmeal pie face for how long?
Nope, point it out. I don't hate that you point that out because I noticed that too.
Yeah, but do you think anybody would dare say anything about Mia's skin or anything like that?
They're not.
Yeah,
we got 4K and HD, honey, and I'm like, so we're not talking. Yeah, but now we've said it because it's interesting.
Now we've said it.
One after her, and it's like the thing about it is like, if this was Kane, because that was the first thing. Like, look at our skin. I'm like, so we're not talking about Mia. Okay, and here's the thing: we don't want you talking about Mia. We're just like pointing out the fact that y'all not talking about Mia.
Exactly.
It's like we don't want you doing that either. We're just saying that y'all not talking about it. Ooh. Or why Karen is impressed with Mia and not Wendy.
Hello. Because then we tried to have this conversation at the reunion last year, right? Okay, yeah.
Again, this is why I said y'all need to find somebody who got the bandwidth. And I like Andrew, but he don't have the bandwidth to talk about this.
How about that?
He don't have it. He will never have it. And I don't know why y'all trying to make it seem like he do, but baby, he don't.
Right. Listen, if Ebony gets this View hosting job, just let her take over. If let her take over.
Hello, because you know what? The thing about this, I want a reboot of Blood, Sweat, and Heels, and it could be wrapped around Ebony. It really could. I loved Blood, Sweat, and Heels.
Me too.
Demetria is out in LA, but I think her family is back in my area, the DMV area. But she was in New York at the time. Her ex-husband is super fine, but it seemed like, she's like, girl, no. And rest in peace to Daisy, who was literally a light. Loved her. And
the sweetest person to ever walk this planet.
Exactly. I'm like, y'all have no idea how sweet Daisy was. And Melissa Ford, who is back to not selling real estate. I was like, girl, I don't know why we thought we were going to do this, but okay. All right. Right. So what were your first thoughts about Mia?
So I like the fact that she literally hasn't hidden a thing from us. I do like that. I like sometimes, I like the overly honest reality stars. I do love that. Sometimes she comes across as a bit of a tryhard, and it that's a little bothersome sometimes. But she puts it all out there. Like, I appreciate it in the most recent episode when she talked about having that problematic pregnancy, but the man was at home. He at the club, he playing Xbox at the hospital and all like that. So talking, she puts it all out there. So I like that. But Mia, look, she she fits in with this cast well. I'll say that.
Don't she though?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I was like, okay, let's see what's going to happen. It's interesting her ride to the house to Wendy's house, because the way this opens is Wendy's having a party to celebrate her new titties. And I'm like, I'm all for it, okay?
Right.
Like, do it. I am that friend. It's like, girl, please, fuck this. You look amazing. Hit it, bitch. Hit it. Quit it. We are fools. But I noticed how Karen was like, let me prep you on the folks, but then would call out just like, what you telling them? I'm like, but you were sitting here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we're not talking about this. Got it, Karen. That's right. Fine. Got it, Karen. It's like, girl, what we doing? Okay. What we doing, Karen? What we doing, Karen?
Because let us know so we can at least be on the same page.
It's like, can we be on
even in the same book,
girl? Because you be doing the most, and I'm sitting here like, Karen. And I like Karen. Let me just say this: I'm like, I don't want people to think that we don't like Karen. I like Karen.
Right.
I like her a lot, but
it's just that
Karen. Karen, like,
you know what the problem is?
What?
We are way too fair and impartial.
That part.
But it is space, because people feel like you gotta either stand or
like,
not.
What I just said, like, I don't know what's going on here. It's like
said it explicitly, as a matter of fact.
I feel like we being honest, child. I'm like,
right.
No, I mean, she did say no. We're not having this conversation. Fine, bet we're not gonna have that conversation. So we got what? So. Yeah, we talked about the newbies, the rebrand. Now we got the new teams, honey. So now, when they did the premiere event that I had to miss, F you to my back tooth, because that's the reason why I missed it. I could have seen Dave Quinn in person. I could have seen Davon in person. I could have seen Samaj in person. I could have got a picture with Candy Yams. I'm kidding. No, that's Candy in Atlanta, but Candy Girl is here in Potomac. So you notice that they had a split. So at one event, it was Giselle, Robin, Ascala, and Candice. And then at the other one, it was Karen, Wendy, Ashley, and Mia. So it was like 4 and 4. And technically, and I'm sitting here like, why do I feel like that's not adding up? Because I'm like, wait a minute. Why do I feel like we got extra people?
Right.
Because I'm like, is it like, yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I think it's 7 people full time, if I'm not mistaken. I'm like,
and a scholar,
and a scholar. So I'm like, oh my God. But first of all, a scholar won me over about how, let me tell you something. A scholar is a friend of, but she is the full-time fashionista on this show.
Yes. The new confessional.
Bitch. It's like she got, before we hit the mid-season, she got a confessional look, and red is her color.
Yes, it is.
She's a fun follow on Instagram too, because homegirl stays with the fashion. Okay, yes. She's full-time fashionista. That's what we got.
We love it. We love to see it.
So we got the sophomore. I don't want to say curse. Sophomore season for Wendy, and so we watch her and Mia get off on the wrong foot, and we saw it's like, what the heck is going on? So Kendrick, I did something. I went back to last season to watch what happened at Monique's Lake House with her and Ashley. And I was like, yeah, Wendy's not all that different.
Right.
It's like she's not that different. It's just a different light-skinned lady. Because Ashley is so used to dealing with Karen that she wasn't prepared for somebody who talked with her hands and hands for degrees. You are prepared for a Kern. You're not prepared for a Wendy. That's why she called her ferocious at a table. However, Robin came down to that restaurant where they sold the alligator meat and got in your face, and you told your mama that she was
in your face.
It's like, and she said they were a little aggressive. Girl, they were going to mop the floor of your restaurant with your blood. What do you mean a little aggressive?
Over the river and through the woods.
A little. I'm like, it's like you are going to be in the thick of it. And you saying it's a little, I was like, a little aggressive.
Right.
What?
Right.
So then came the whispers of what the heck is going on with Wendy. So on the show, we're watching. So Giselle is being Giselle. Now, let me just say this. Giselle did not invent a rumor. It wasn't something that somebody came and told her directly. During the last season's reunion, it started coming out stuff about Wendy, but low-key stuff about Wendy was happening during the show too. It's about her finances, and this is all alleged. Her finances, the real reason their families don't get along, and Eddie's family is not in the picture. There are like apparently, allegedly, she stole money, which I'm like, I think that died on the vine because I really don't think that's true. And then during either the third part of the reunion or after, all of a sudden came forward that it went from Eddie has cheated on Wendy to Eddie has cheated on Wendy with a woman at his law firm to Eddie has cheated on Wendy with a woman at white woman, and then Eddie has cheated on Wendy with a woman at his law firm that is white, and now they have a baby. So now it's all of this. So the Eddie rumor, I'm putting that in quotes, was not the only thing being said about Wendy.
You know, at one point there was even like people were like pulling it. There was one point where they were like, they said that Wendy's bloodline, someone put a curse on it. And,
you remember a root in her? They were like, a root? I'm like, what?
And that's why they were so mad about. It's like, wait and that's why they say Eddie's family was so mad that they were marrying her because they know her bloodline and all that. It was like, oh Lord.
Oh, well, saints preserve us, child.
Right.
I said, it's like, okay, all right. So, okay. So that's a lot going on with Wendy, and allegedly the lady that's no longer here anymore had something, or was not, she didn't lead the charge, but I feel like she didn't dispel it either.
Yeah.
So I don't think she started these rumors. She may have like kikied when people were talking about it, but for the most part, if you're good in with a blogger and you have no problem with them coming after other people's family, but also coming after somebody that is a friend of yours by saying, hey, if y'all don't call CPS, I'm going to call CPS, which, oh, are you? Right. That's not cool. That's not cool when you're going too far. So the stuff was out about Wendy. So the thing about it is, when I think about the messiest things that Giselle and or Ashley have done, they typically do it together.
Yes. Yes.
Because the thing about it, the domino effect that was led up to wine and cheese flying was, let's see. Everybody's like, oh, like they made up at the reunion. Then a month later, here go the anniversary party, because her anniversary, Candace's anniversary is actually my birthday. So I'm like, that's how I know when the party happened. It happened in August, and they had, I think that reunion aired in July. So they may have not exactly sure what the heck is going on. So anyway, you look at it, after the two events that were not filmed for the show, where two people who allegedly cannot be in the same room were in the same room and also posing right next to each other for pictures, but then it became a problem. You saw the domino effect of Forehead told the former first lady that Candace made it a point to be friends with Charisse. And then the former first lady went back to the lady who said, she's trying to ruin my family, but we having solo scenes with her, and told her that. And then you see how Mike Moon was like, girl, if you were mad at her, why didn't you tell me? You saw the dominoes. Then you get to the winery like, oh, y'all not cool? Girl, Stevie Wonder can see this. So when we think of messy moments, we think about the fireman, which I will say, Ashley tried to like walk away from, because Charisse is a grand dame of Potomac. I just want to let y'all know. She tried to walk that back. And then you got Mr. Blue Eyes, you got RHOP. Yeah. So the messy boots are between them two. Not necessarily Robin. Robin be like, what? What you talking about, girl? What?
Robin with it, but you know,
there
have always been two that led the charge with the mess.
Right. It's like, sometimes people join in, but it's not
Right.
So you see them having like, there's a scene where it says, "What Eddie rumors?" Because Ashley's pregnant ass, which I will give it to her. I'm like, I'm pregnant. I'm not paying y'all asses no attention. So that scene got cut out, but it was in the trailer, but you didn't see it on the show. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Right.
So seemingly, because Wendy debuted Happy and Ness in her new little booty that looked really cute, because one, Wendy is stunning. Then you see them talking about the rumors and equating it to, oh, is that why she like, oh, what's her new attitude? Because she went, TikTok me, y'all. I'm like, I am Zen Wen. Wait, time out. Were you not Zen last year? Because I have no idea what. You don't have to go, I am Zen Wen. that doesn't mean you're Zen. That just means you're loud.
Because it had me a little nervous to burn the candles in my house. I didn't know if I wanted the Zen Wen spirit.
In this candle.
Right. I think I want Wendy jumping at the engagement party. That's the spirit I want when I burn a candle. I don't know if I want Zen Wen. I don't know. If I don't think
I would do it either, because I'm sitting here like,
yeah.
You know what you're doing. So sidebar. My Wendy, who is my favorite OC Blondie. She lives in California. She has a candle called Sandbox Soul, and that thing smells so good. It's a wood wick, y'all.
What's her last name?
Sailors.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Love her.
These candles smell amazing. I love them. It's like, oh my God.
You know you can't tell me that. You know, anytime somebody tells me a candle smells good, I go and buy it.
Please do. Go to her page. I'm telling you, I'm like, I am a sucker for some good candles. I never used to be a candle burner. So when people say I got candles, I'm like, bitch, what? I love candles. I love candles.
Why you ain't been told me? Oh.
Hello? Give me a coupon code. What you doing? See, I'm on here now. I'm a sucker for
Sandbox Soul, okay.
You see, so then it became the whisper. So the thing about it is, with the hashtag, with the fandom, y'all will see folks really just going scorched earth, or just go ham, or like, these jokes going to fly, or I can't fucking stand this bitch. And it's like, that's the part that we're talking about, that it got a little like, what? These are people. And it's like, you're like, y'all sending them death threats. I hope you die, because that's what happened to Candace. I'm pretty sure it also happened to Robin as well. Or they may not all just be saying something. I'm like, I don't think all of them don't get shit on social media. I think just a few of them have been vocal. I know Giselle gets shit. She be like, girl, I'll just be blocking these people. I ain't dealing with this.
Right. I'm sure Giselle probably don't even go in them DMs. She's like, yeah, let me.
She's like, I know my assignment. I'm messy and I earned my check. I got a second check from Bravo because I'm in the chat room.
Right.
Okay. So I'm like, look.
She like, let me get on here and post these cute kids. And
wait, hold on. It's like, go ahead and hate me. Them checks still clear. So,
right.
like, girl, do what you want. So Wendy, it was like, what is going on with Wendy? And for me, when I go back and look at the lake house episodes, she's not all that different to me.
Right.
And I think it's because, one, the story of the season was not about it like giving a full arc to Wendy, even though she had a full arc. It's just, we just did not see it. Is that it wasn't that she's different, at least to me, and it's like, I can only speak for me. It wasn't that she's different now, it's just we're seeing more of her.
Right. That's the thing. Last season was so Candace, Monique focused that we didn't get a lot of anybody else, really. Like, you know, Giselle's the boat driver, so we're always going to get a lot of Giselle.
Ride the boat.
Exactly. Ashley, you know, she had the feet kicked up. Right. Ashley had the feet kicked up. She was just trying to enjoy that look pretty.
She's like, you want me to be skipper? Yes, absolutely. Because they like painted between who's captain and who's skipper. Because
right.
Wait, is Skipper the same person?
Let me see. Skipper and Gilligan, maybe.
Wait.
Why is it my way of remembering?
Captain and Skipper? It's like, I don't know. Look, but they be
don't make me go to Instagram. I mean Google. Hold on.
Look here, let me do a below deck. Sometimes they're bosun and sometimes they're captain. They switch. So let me just do that. Because then I can make more sense, because I watched the boat show.
See, Skipper, the master of a shipping fishing, small trading, or pleasure boats. The captain or first pilot of an airplane. So there we go. We just go assume that it's the same.
So it is the same person. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, captain and the bosun. They trade. So let me keep to the boat show because I know those are two different people. So then it came the whispers of what's going on with Wendy. Mm-hmm. And then Giselle. I keep saying this. Giselle is a Virgo. I'm like, that
like me and Beyonce.
Yes. So they're like, she is not being sympathetic and empathetic. I'm like, that is not an automatic thing if you're, so let me unpack this. Mm-hmm. Every woman is not, everybody cannot practice empathy. Everybody cannot extend sympathy and empathy because that's just not how they're built. It doesn't make them bad people. It's just that it's something it's a muscle that they have to work and they have not worked this muscle because she has not needed to work said muscle. Mm-hmm. Right? Go ahead.
Then they also have to kind of realize too, Giselle, one thing about her, anytime she steps on camera, she knows she's doing her job. Mm-hmm. That's why Potomac is so good because she's always there to once again be the skipper. She comes on the scene and she's like, okay, I know we're supposed to be doing all this, y'all talking stuff like that. Let me get to the point so we can actually get some usable footage. So we not Beverly Hills the past 4 seasons. How about that?
Sure. Hello. She punches a clock when it comes to Potomac. That's what it looks like. She punches a clock.
That's why y'all only get the kids on Instagram, right?
Hello. I'm like, did she talk about this show? Not especially.
Nah.
Not especially. No.
Nope.
So now we have the whispers of what's going on with Wendy. So we're also seeing Candace. We're seeing her bonus children, which are very, very cute. We are seeing the inception of her actually making a go of her music, but also she's in school. She is going to Howard. So
can we go up for her for a minute? Because every housewife in history has talked about they're gonna do some music. Sis has a full CD putting out a new single this Friday. Already has a bop out on the
she has I was not expecting number 3. She is going forward with this actually, and homegirl can actually sing. So it's like the same. Like what about Candy? Candy came into this franchise established, so that's not the same thing,
right?
We're not talking about Luann. No, we're not. I'm not doing this with y'all. I am not doing this with the female Barry White.
What you said?
Self-imposed, self-titled female Barry White. I'm like, girl, fuck you.
Let me tell you something. The Roni episode where they all came over to Luann's house to sing that one line, and she said something like, "Well, I guess I got to make sure that I actually, put auto-tune or make sure they sing it right." I'm like, well, if your producers do it to you, they shouldn't have a problem doing it to her, right?
Child. Ooh. It's like So we got Candace. Karen is being Karen. And also we've seen the establishment of frenemies actually becoming enemies because since the beginning of this show, it has always been like, I don't want to say oil and water because sometimes they do mix. I'm trying to think of what mixes easily but can like separate really fast. Probably like really oily food if you put too much oil in your food. So maybe that. A congealed casserole. Maybe that's what they are.
There we go.
You actually see Giselle say, I want nothing to do with Karen. And people are going, why are you mad? I mean, she was just, I'm like, yeah. So here's the thing. Last season, you really didn't see Giselle messing with Karen.
Right.
You see Karen, that's the thing. Karen was relishing in Giselle getting her quote unquote comeuppance. And I'm like, I'm saying quote unquote because it's more like if she's throwing you shade, it's not the same. It's really interesting that Giselle gets that crown. And I'm like, so Ashley is right over there. She is sitting over there by herself at that table, girl. Why are you not over there? So I get that. Is she shady? Yup. They're like, she don't talk about her life. She walked into this franchise talking about her life. Everybody know who the fuck Jamal Bryant is. Exactly. So we don't. It's like at this point, I'm like, girl, this is old news.
Right.
So you see hopefully they, apparently, according to Giselle, they say they're good now, but we're going to see how that works out. According to Giselle, her and Wendy are also good. Sure. I was like, I don't know about that
The black, because Wendy just read her down, but
because we now are back to the after show, and hello. So let's see, we got the new teams. Let's talk about the hot tops and the juicy bottoms, the loosey apple juicy bottoms.
Ooh.
So one of the hot topics this season is Wendy and her not remembering what she said and or not telling the truth. And her going, it's like she is a gossipy hummingbird, or a hummingbird for gossip, because she go over and tell Karen what Giselle said, and then she'll go to Giselle and say, this is what Karen said. And I'm like, why? You are Karen's friend. So when Wendy kind of checked her on that, it's like, how you coming in here trying to, you like, Giselle got a good heart and you're trying to do this with Giselle. Why?
Right.
It's like, she wasn't necessarily wrong to check you, because it does look super weird for you to be just like, oh, Giselle has a good heart. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot the part where Karen said, why are you mad at Giselle? Oh, because this is what she said 4 years ago about my husband. And then they showed the clip and I went, Karen, that's as much shit as gone in between you and Giselle. You brought up something that, one, I can see why she said it to him, and two, could have sworn y'all covered this at a reunion.
Like 12 times, but yeah.
Like, wait a minute. And you need to apologize to my grown children. She said my children. I'm like, you mean the grown-ups in your house?
Right.
It's like one was like
the folk that are so grown they don't live in your house no more.
Hello, they don't live in your house no more. I'm like, your daughter Raven, who is stunning, by the way. I think she was 19, and I'm like, so she's not what? But you have no. But it's like, Karen, you're doing this, but Giselle's children are under 18.
Yeah.
It's like,
and their father is constantly attacked by y'all.
And it's like the same about it's like y'all like you and that raggedy man. I'm like, so here's the thing. As a woman who has a father, let me just tell you this. Even if my father was a raggedy piece of shit, sidebar, he is not.
A great man,
what you not do is gonna shit on my father and think I'm gonna be okay.
Right.
So it's like, I'm like, this ain't no random dude this is not Sherman, okay? This is their actual father. Like, I could say I can't stand him, but you can't say that shit. But this is what happens when, you be putting your finger in the pool and just dipping it all over the place. This is what happens. So Mia is coming into this being, and I'm not saying she's messy. I'm sitting here just going, I need you to be quiet. Because now it's like, now you're telling lies. So first, she didn't know the age difference between her and G. I'm like, I know people have asked you that. Then she is going between two different groups of people, not really stirring the pot, but just kind of saying, this is what she said, this is what she said. Because up until that point, it wasn't like she wasn't telling people what they actually said. I'm like, so did she put a little sauce on it? Sure. Because Giselle did the same thing with Wendy and said that Karen said you were a floozy influence. And I'm like, she don't remember her calling her a floozy.
Right.
It's like, she didn't say the floozy part. But she
didn't something along those lines.
Something along those lines. And I'm like, so she didn't say the floozy part, but I don't know, it's like, I think she said wannabe influencer, but she didn't call him no floozy.
Right.
But she did kind of, okay. All right. She's like, all right. So then you find when already Tick Tick Boom, the new Tick Tick Boom, TikTok Mia was already mad. She said that Giselle called you a weak bitch. And she a weak bitch, she don't need to be in this group, which is not what she called her.
Right.
And it's hilarious because you watch from the after show and they're discussing it, and Wendy is like, well, this is what she meant. I'm like, but here's the thing. What she meant and what she said is two different things. I can think that I will beat your ass if you ever talk to me like that again, but did I say it out loud? No.
Right.
Do I think she's a weak bitch? No. Do I think she's very defensive? Yes.
Right.
Not saying that she doesn't necessarily have to be that way, because it's a lot going on. It's like, I get it. But she didn't call her a weak bitch, and I could have swore that a lot of the people in this group that have been in and out of the circle have gotten that kind of suggestion is like you're going to have some thick skin. You're going to have to like roll with the punches. I think that was given to Monique, Katie, Ashley, Candace. So it's interesting that you're now telling her that why are you giving that information out? Isn't that what y'all kind of alluded to? It wasn't the same, like, you can't just crumble and be in this group. It's more like, you're going to have to toughen up with these ladies. Candace, don't be telling them your business. This, that, and third. Y'all give out this kind of advice, but it came back to her, you called me a weak bitch. And then when she said, who said it? You did. And then it turned to, well, it was my interpretation. Wait, time out. You said she said it. So I'm glad that even though Wendy is probably like not fucking with Giselle, she's like, wait a minute, stop. Hold on. What?
And you know what's funny? I just rewatched that scene from season 3 when they got off the bus. You know, her and Sharice, Candace and Sharice got into it on the bus, and then they went and had dinner. And then they got into, you know, Giselle was like, you need to apologize to my friend. You called her geriatric, all like that. And then Karen was the first one to jump in and say, well, you know, I told you not to say all this. You've got to have tough skin around these girls.
Hello? Thank you.
Like, oh. But now
Giselle's wrong for saying it, but it's like, okay, should she have said it too? Like, I'm sorry. Wendy was not listening to nothing they had to fucking say. I just want to let y'all know. She's like, she's on 10. So we got Mia, who, let's see what happens, because it looks like from the trailers, her and Candace are going to get into it. And Mia she has the Twitter fingers. She likes to tweet.
Yes, she does.
She likes to Instagram. Girl, if you don't cut it out, I'm like, you just got here. And it's like, it's interesting that Mia coming in hot is acceptable, but for Wendy, it was not.
Right.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's like, so
the discussion still needs to be had. Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, y'all. So next hot topic is, Robin and her depression.
Yes.
So can I say this? So again, Giselle is a Virgo. Juan Dixon is a Libra. OMG, y'all. Let me just say that they are not the softies of the zodiac. They are not. They are some of the most honest people, but they're not the softies. And the thing about it is that when Giselle said, I'm going to give Robin this tough love because I know she can handle it. That's the thing. I know a lot of Virgos who are like that. They're very much like, I'm going to say it to you like this because I know you can handle it. They're not going, I'm going to say this and I don't give a goddamn what you think. It's more of, I know you can handle it, so I'm going to say it exactly the way that I see fit.
No need for me to sugarcoat anything.
I don't have to sugarcoat nothing with you because I know you can handle it.
Right.
Right now, Robin has a sponsorship with a online therapy service, so that's good. Yes. I think what it was is that people looked at Juan like, why is he like this? I'm like, because that's just how Juan Dixon is. He's such a Baltimore nigga. I don't know what to tell y'all. He's such a Baltimore dude. He really is. That is like, I know a lot of dudes like him. So the fact that Robin is basically a little bit, she's very honest. I think it's very interesting that there are a lot of people who like are not giving the grace to Robin with her depression, but
let it be another franchise. Oh, then it's on.
I was going to go back to last season with somebody who had postpartum depression. Nobody was coming at her sideways, and I know people are like, well, if she had a baby, I'm like, so
we only give grace to one type of depression.
Postpartum depression. There's a lot of women who have depression. Imagine having depression and then on top of that getting postpartum depression.
Right.
So it's like y'all can extend it, but it's like a lot of people are like, you're her friend. Why are you not extending her sympathy and empathy? But then you watch a lot of people online not doing that. But again,
especially when it's something that so you might not have experience with like postpartum or something like that, but we all went through COVID. Like y'all should know what that's like
it got heavy real quick. So it's kind of like
for y'all just finding excuses.
Y'all just don't like her. It's like, just say you don't like her, honey. It's fine. It's not fine, by the way. Just say you're not going to do it because you're not going to extend it because you don't like Robin. I need y'all to be more honest than no, it's because of this. I'm like, no, because she's not your fave and you're not gonna ride with somebody that's not your fave. I need people to be that honest because that's honest. Just be that. So then we're gonna come to Miss Wendy.
Yeah.
And the trip to Williamsburg. So
yes.
Wendy.
Wendell. I'm sorry. Bartholomew.
So Wendy, the thing about it is that Giselle is a Virgo, and seemingly sometimes when they are like it's concerned, it comes off as judgmental. And let me just say this: it is judgmental to think that because of the rumors, that's why she decided to fix her ass up. Or she just wanted to do something for herself. Because for some odd reason, we tell women that, oh no, it must be, you must have a real reason, not for you or the check cleared. It's more of gotta be for your man to combat some rumors so I can get extra dick on Sunday, as if Eddie is going to shortchange you on dick.
Right.
You don't look the type.
No. Saying. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
hello,
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
So I'm sitting here like, ooh, y'all get on my nerves, but So I watched how she was trying to justify it, and the thing about it is, I wish that Giselle had pulled her aside, even if she did it with Robin. I wish you had pulled Wendy aside and said, "Can I talk to you and ask you something? What is going on?" Because the thing about it is, the rumors were out there. She didn't make those rumors up, and then she brought it to the show. I'm like, y'all were talking about it before the show started airing. Get the fuck out of it. Okay.
Right, with the exception of Beverly Hills. Right, with the exception of Beverly Hills, literally every other show, you know, if something has hit any blog, newspaper, Instagram post, anything, you know it's gonna get brought up on that show. You all know that. It's just the Fox
Don't
4
sit here
5.
and act like, don't act like we don't be knowing.
Right,
we do. You clown.
Because if you don't bring it up, then we're judging you.
It's like, hey, why are we not talking about this? What you mean, why are we not talking about this? Because we not. What we doing? Why are we not talking about this? Because we not. What are you doing? So we had a dinner where they were saying, so it got interpreted to Robin called Wendy loose, which that is not what she said. And I'm like, I feel like Crystal and Kid Fury, words mean things. What she said was, last year you weren't this loose. She did not call her a loose woman. She said you were, I mean, she dropped it like it's hot in her Zara on the bus. With the stripper pole, I feel like if it's a stripper pole on your party bus, I feel like you can't not drop it like it's hot. It's like, first of all, I kick you off the bus.
It's almost illegal. Like, I feel like there's a law against it.
Right. And so I watched as she became uncomfortable because people were talking about her attire. And so here's the thing, Karen. If you think they dead ass wrong to do it, why the fuck aren't you speaking up?
Right.
The person.
It's easy to do it months later when you take your confessionals.
It's easy to do it in this confessional, but to a certain extent, I think here's the deal. Folks really had a problem with Candace's mouth, and now I'm watching people going, "Why you ain't speaking up?" But y'all said she need to shut the fuck up, and now she's shutting the fuck up. It's like, is it Uchi Wally one mic? Which one is it? Because I think for the most part, I'm glad Ascala was there because she also spoke up about Robin because she came from a place that's not. See, that's the thing. Ascala is built for the sympathy and empathy because apparently she's not a Virgo. I'm like, y'all must not have Virgos in your lives. If you know it, you know that sometimes they come with the territory of a Virgo. They're going to be straight with you, but please don't think they won't be 10 toes down for you.
Right.
But that's the thing. They might be like, I'm going to be straight with you, but let me tell you something. Put them on your top 5 in your phone because they'll show up like, okay, there I go. Let me know.
Right.
What you need me to do? What you need me to do? I'm here. Give it to me. So there's that. So then you go to a lunch where the lady who had her breast milk in the freezer came, and then they had another, they had a lunch. And again, they're talking
about... That's Taria called Dylan's mama.
Dylan's mama. Dylan and Dean's mama.
Yeah.
D&D. She's there, and then it becomes, instead of like Giselle, and to a certain extent, a little bit Robin, where this is what I've always noticed about Robin. Everybody's like, she always backs up Giselle. or she is literally talking out loud. What are y'all trying to say? That's what I've noticed about Robin. It's like she should just do it more in confessions. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know. But when she's doing it in the moment, people are like, why are you butting in? It's like, okay, all right.
Right.
So then it turned from the lunch, it was Ashley giving her advice, which, shut up, Ashley. And then you see Wendy get defensive.
I might take a lot from you, but advice is not one thing.
Shut up, Ashley. So then you see that Wendy is defensive. Now, I think a lot of, especially, I think when she didn't really know the women, she was already on defense. So I think when you were with strangers, you're always going to be on defense anyway. So I don't fault Wendy for being like, girl, I don't really know you like that. But again, coming in hot, right? And also, it's interesting that folks were saying Robin needed to shut the fuck up, but you didn't hear a lot of people saying, "What Mia shut the fuck up," because she was inserting herself and brought up Michelle Obama. I'm like, bitch, fuck you. What the hell are you talking about?
And Oprah too, right?
And Oprah. And I was like, so did you miss the stuff when they literally told Michelle Obama she's wrong for showing her arms and her shoulders? I said, bitch, fuck you. She had a spaghetti strap shirt. Like, oh my God, what about the children? Oh my God, what the hell is wrong with you? So then it's like, it was 3 on or 4 on 1, because I don't know why Miss Mia, who said, oh, I was a stripper. JK, no, I wasn't. I ain't say that. You did. You said you were a stripper. So then they're like, I don't know what to do. She seems very defensive, which she was. And so a lot of people, I've seen people go, why would Giselle tell her to do it? You do realize Ashley volunteered. She said, maybe it should come from me.
Because one thing about Ashley Darby and Giselle Bryant, they don't need a battery pack.
They're going to go. Need a battery in their back.
They just go.
Did it. I was like, she didn't tell her to do it. Ashley volunteered. And the thing about it is, after the way that Wendy was acting at the table, because she was defensive, she felt a little attacked. And I'm going to say, y'all were somewhat attacking her choice. Because that's the thing we're teaching women. You can't just want it because I want it for me. It's got to be like a quote unquote concrete reason.
Yep.
Which is not. That's whack as hell. So Ashley, before she got her breast milk out the freezer, decided to pull Wendy aside. The first thing she said, can I talk to you outside? And Wendy said no. And it was like, y'all didn't hear her say no. She didn't want to talk to her ass. And so she had already said no. And she said, oh, it's really quick. So there's the rub. We went from several meals together where y'all are coming at Wendy about her looks. She did not want to talk to Ashley. So she was already in defense by the time she sat in that chair. Right. So Ashley said, Giselle brought up this fabricated article, and there was a discussion that maybe the rumors were the reason why you're being more sexual. Ashley should not have said any of that to her. Right. Ashley was not the person. I was like, so it's several things. It's the way you just said that. And also, you didn't say me and Giselle discussed. You said it was a discussion. So then Wendy and her braids came back in the house where Robin was twerking on her good side and said, so while we're twerking, let's just have a conversation. So Ashley told me that y'all
will say that's my favorite argument intro that I've ever heard on House.
So while we're twerking, let's fight. What?
Right. Hey guys, let's since fight. We're all twerking.
So we're all twerking, let's fight. So let's just fight.
Like, oh.
So she's talking about the conversation. They were like, conversation. She was like, wait, who was in the conversation? Well, she mentioned her name. And then she started going around to everybody saying, was it you? And Kane's going, I don't know nobody. Right. And so Robin said, wait, what was said? That's what she said. That was the question. Wendy's like, don't worry about that. Let the messengers tell you. And it was like,
it's like, well, you just interrupted the twerking.
I was trying to twerk with my good side, my good right butt cheek, and here you come messing up my twerk. And so that was what gets me, because I'm like, I was listening. She wasn't asking what the rumor was. She said, what was the conversation about? Because she didn't know. Right. She didn't know what they were talking about. So that's a little bit different. And then all of a sudden you see her launch into Giselle. Fuck these. I'm putting you on notice. Leave me alone. Leave me the hell alone. And then she just talked, and then Wendy digging in her ass. And Robin said, who she talking about? Girl, she talking about Jamal. I said, please, why is this funny?
Right.
Why is this funny? I'm like, oh, girl. And she said, fuck these motherfucking cameras. And then she launched into Robin and said, you don't even have a relationship to care about.
See, now that was my issue.
It was like, wait a minute, but weren't you?
Because you're not gonna do round off back handsprings in my engagement party. And then
you are in your chapeau and your winter white, screaming your head off that Juan proposed, but it's fake, right? You are not gonna be in the bus with the stripper pole, dropping it like it's hot in your Zara when Candace said, "Girl, she let Juan leave it in," and he's like, "Oh, yes," but her relationship was fake. That would put me on like, wait a minute. So the grace that I will give to Wendy is that when I am mad, everybody gonna catch this shit.
Right.
How and ever. Shout out to Taria. If you say that kind of bullshit to me, then that's like, so why were you doing all of that? Why were you doing all of this? And then in turn, you a raggedy ass bitch. You just want my husband. So here's the deal about the whole thing. Let me tell you something. Wendy is a masterful orator because she turned it into from her appearance to you're attacking my husband. And I was sitting here like, baby, they're attacking you. Mm-hmm. They're still dead ass wrong to go like, because it came from a judgmental place, not right. I hope she's not letting this feed into it. And it's like, it's like, I know what it's not even like, I know what it's like. They write shit about me. And it's like, maybe I should reach out to her, see how she doing. And it's like, but that's not what happened. But again, Giselle is a Virgo, and that's not how this is going. I'm sorry, that's just not how it's going to go. So Wendy was mad, right? Like, she just mad.
That was the biggest level of unbothered I've ever seen, too, by the way.
She was like, I'm like, y'all don't understand. She know the assignment. She was up there sipping that drink and went, Girl, she talking about Jamal. I said, please leave me the fuck alone. I said, this should not be this funny, but God, it is. So then you saw people coming on in Robin because, the next day, Wendy walk in like, I'm ignoring you. And it was like, oh my God, this is not high school. You don't have to sit in her presence, girl. You could have been upstairs watching Karen get her makeup did for 7 hours. You could have been upstairs. You ain't got to be down there around their asses. And the fact that it's interesting people don't notice this. Let me tell you something. Karen's going to be on the side that Giselle is not. What side is Giselle on? Okay, I'm going to be over here.
Exactly.
I'm like, girl, I peep you. I get it. Because I'm like, if I didn't fuck with that bitch, if I didn't fuck with a bitch, I wouldn't be on the right side with them. But however, actually, I'd be like, look, I don't like her, but so I would be on that side. So Ashley was leaving, and Candace, she's explained this because, of course, it got chopped and screwed. And she said, I was upset sitting there because, of course, Candace knows what it's like for blogs to be putting like bullshit out about her. So she got upset. She saw Ashley in the kitchen, and she said, why would you even do that? And she was like, what's the problem? And she's like, why would you come here to do that? Because sidebar, she wasn't fucking invited. Giselle invited her. That is the fourth time she has literally done this, where it's like, now you done kicked Ashley's supposed to be get the fuck out of her house.
Went and got her.
Went and got her 2 more times, but I was afraid for my life. Ma'am, she threw the butter knife after the first time she kicked your ass out. What the fuck you coming back in for if you scared?
See, that's how you know. That's how you know she understands the assignment. She's like, wait a minute, we're not gonna let you exit.
I was worried for my life, girl. You watch that butter knife fall, like, girl, what the hell are you doing? You look dumb as hell, but dangerous, right? So when Candace said, "Get your buttermilk, get your breast milk, and get out," I said, "Please go to hell. Leave me alone. Bury me at sea." I said, not when she called her forehead, not get your breast milk and get out, because this is why she wasn't fucking invited. And hi, hello, everybody who's like, oh my God, it's a cast trip. if I'm organizing a trip, no, that bitch can't come. If I don't like her, don't say that's not fair, she should be there. So if Ashley say Candace can't somewhere, are you going to tell Ashley that no, Candace need to be there?
Right. I get it.
It's like, no, I'm sorry. I'm like, is it okay? Because one, Giselle just invited her. She didn't tell Candace that she was inviting her.
Right.
That's some whack ass shit. I mean, she ain't take up a bedroom because she drove down and left. But also, Ashley live in Virginia, so it's like a short trip. And that's fine. I don't give a shit. It's like, that's whack as hell. Don't invite somebody to my house and I don't like her. She had a whole baby 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Shouldn't you be home pumping? Healing? Your ass is healing. I'm like, girl, like, you should be home healing. I wish I would be driving to like start some mess. But again, I'm not a Gold Star housewife. Ashley Darby is. So it's like, okay. So you see Wendy turning into y'all are coming at my husband, and then y'all just jealous because you ain't got no man. So I think that's the last thing we're going to talk about is the relationship the performative imposter syndrome on relationships, where we're doing this performative thing that you're just jealous because I have a man. I'm
so sick of it.
And I was just sitting here like, it is giving much. My marriage is an institution, and I'm like, it didn't work for Kern, and it don't work for you. It was like, what the hell is going on? I was like, so basically, you were saying Wendy being so mad, and then after her cussed her out, that's when Mia came back the next day and said, she said you was a weak bitch, which that's not what she said. So she walked in on 45 because she was 55 the day before. She was a little bit more cool, and now she's on 45.
Right.
And she was like, why would you call me a fake bitch? She was like, wait a minute, who said that? Now we'll give this to Giselle. If she said something, she said, yeah, I probably said that. She was like, I didn't say that. Because she didn't say that, and then it turned into, well, it's my interpretation. It was like, why are you trying to gas her up? See, this is different than like fluttering like a hummingbird between Karen and Giselle, because you're just repeating what you heard people say. You were actually flat out lying. And one, what if she had just walked in the door and cussed her the fuck out? And she'd be like, wait a minute, where are you getting
or gotten physically violent
and her. Physically violent. So the fact that Candace was like, she did not, that's not what she said. And Robin was like, I don't remember her saying that. I'm like, Robin was like 8 sheets to the wind, so that's fine. She's like, I don't remember, because when in the after show, she was like, I was drinking. I don't remember saying. I'm like, did I say that? I don't feel like I said that. But that's not even. So I'm glad Candace said that's not even how Giselle talks. When did she call anybody a weak bitch? When did she call? I'm like, I think I could probably count maybe on one hand how many times she's called someone a bitch.
Right.
It's like I get it. I'm like, we can check the tape. She probably has called somebody a bitch, maybe. But for the most part, that's not even how she talks. I don't know where you got this from. But now it turned into she brought up everything she know about Jamal. And it's like, girl, this is old. But it's weird to just go, now I'm ashamed because I have a husband and you don't, and I am of higher value, and I don't like that Wendy is doing that.
It's don't like what they do in Atlanta too, and it's all I've hated it there. I hate it in Potomac. Like, you mean to tell me that she lives with her 3 beautiful daughters, and that's not a family? She has a father.
You don't have no family to come home to. You mean her daughters? Are they puppies?
Right. Like, huh?
It's like she has a family, and it's like, hopefully at the reunion she walks this back some, because it's like, that shit is not cool. Right. So she is a single parent. She don't have a family. She wants your life. I'm like, she don't want your life. It's like, you could sit here and say that, but it's like, Wendy, please do not do what Karen does. Because it's like,
thank you.
It's weird to watch Black women like come at each other and go, oh, you don't have a man, that means you don't have anything and you are worthless. And I'm like, that is whack as hell. Because Wendy, you did not like them acting like you weren't shit last season, even though you had 4 degrees. But why would you say that to another woman? And because it's like, and when she said systematically tearing down families in that after show, I went,
yeah.
What family has she torn down?
Child.
I need to know. She has talked about, she made that joke. The joke shirt about Karen. She brought up Erica Lyles because she knows Erica Lyles. She had no problem. She had no problem. She did participate in the Mr. Blue Eyes rumor, but that was not started by her. That was started by Ashley. Ashley had a whole Google alert for Karen Huger. She did a whole search in Robin's finances. She was walking around telling people that Juan had a girlfriend. Sorry. She lied and covered up for her alleged predator husband and said we have an open relationship. Like that's going to cover up the fact that he fucking cheated on you and he has Roman hands and Russian fingers. Like this is what you're talking about. So I'm like, I wish the hell I would be taking anything from somebody who literally is trying to justify her husband allegedly touching people, making them feel uncomfortable and saying like, oh, he wanted it to happen. I said, no, girl, we're not going to do this.
Right.
So I'm like, Wendy, don't go down this road of, oh Lord, I'm mad. And so it's like, you just jealous because you ain't got no husband. I'm like, ma'am, they were equating the rumors to you. They weren't talking about Eddie, but you made it about Eddie so that they could stop talking about your body. Oh girl, I'll do that real quick. You're an orator and you're doing deflection and it's fine, but the fact that you are literally sitting here like, Kern, everybody jealous of my marriage. Ma'am, you said his dick don't work and he don't say he love you. I know you fucking lying to me.
Right.
I was like, ma'am, you said he owe you money because you had to bail him out with his tax issue. You said it out your house, out your mouth with seven fireballs in your system.
And see,
girl, you better leave
that's
me alone.
The problem. That's the problem because the other side
alone.
of that is the implication is no matter what that man does, you'll come back because it means you don't want to break up your family. Bye.
That part. It's like you going back to Jamal. I'm like, honey, you were the man who said his dick don't work. I'd rather my children than be married to a man with a dick who don't work. And I'm standing there and act like people gonna be like jealous. I'm like, I would rather be getting dick. I don't care if it's older, seasoned man dick. I would want dick on the regular. What the fuck are you talking about? As long as
it's hard.
It's like, look here, as long as it's stiff, honey.
Right.
I don't have time for no whiskey dick and no limp noodle, okay? I don't care. Baby, we not real. And I'm like, Wendy, you doing this? And I'm like, baby, you are better than that. Wendy, you're better than that. And you shitting on Robin is just like, it's really weird to watch. Like, oh my God, you don't like the way that Robin and Juan dictate their relationship. That thing and I will say this, I was like, so Robin, this is very awkward for me because I was like, what the fuck are you doing? But I will say, if certain other people had did that on the show, people were like, oh, that's kind of cute and that's so petty and I love it. But because it's Robin, people don't. I was like, I don't think this is funny. I'm like, because one, I'm a Baltimore girl. Juan Dixon is from Baltimore, so I knew what the fuck was going to happen. He was like, the fuck are you talking about? Girl, call me back. It's like, I'm not doing this with you. It's like, Juan Dixon is from I was like, that's the most Baltimore thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, please don't do these little reindeer games with Baltimore people because we were like, girl, I'm not doing that.
Right.
I'm not doing this. What the hell are you doing?
Right.
It's like, girl, I can't. I was like, And Robin had every right to feel how she felt because when you can't say to somebody, I should have my feelings. But when Robin tells you what you said hurt me, you were like, I said it. So you knew you said it and you weren't going to walk it back because she started with, if I offended you, you know,
the housewives
goddamn well you did.
The housewives
apology. Back and said, I apologize. Because one, what you should have said is, I attacked you because I was just angry. I apologize for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because she didn't say she didn't mean it, because that is what so that's the thing. Robin has every right to think like, so you think that about me, but you was jumping around in your winter white when he proposed, but it's fake, right?
Right.
See,
right.
That's the thing. It's kind of like, don't tear me down on Mad Day and just go, wait, why would you think I don't like you? Why would you think I look down? Because it's what you fucking said.
Mm-hmm.
Robin has every right to just look at you like, is that how you really feel about me?
Right.
And that's the thing. Again,
now you got with Karen and talked about it, and now you know how you feel.
And the thing about it is, Karen, when I watched the after show where it's like they talk about the weak bitch part, and they're like, well, I'm betting on Mia because, and I'm sitting here like, you can play the tape back. That's not what she said. But when you don't like somebody, you're not giving them no inch.
Mm-hmm.
And Karen is stuck here on the inch. Mind you, y'all just started doing the after show a few weeks ago.
Right.
So y'all seen it. You've seen that's not what she said, but it's like when, look, I can't like let go of the reins. I got to keep it tight. I can't give you loosen it in any way. So we're at the halfway point. We're going to get a vow renewal. We're going to get salad being thrown. We're going to get a couples trip. We're going to see more of
Gordon G.
Mr. G. And that way they cut that mid-season trailer is like, oh, I don't like the way that we going to get creepy Gordon, which I'm like, I don't think I'm prepared for this. I'm not. I'm like, I don't think I want this at all.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm like, send it back to the kitchen. I don't want it.
Right.
And it looks like everybody is at the so nice. I'm not calling it vow renewal. So nice. We're doing it twice thing. And also apparently the Easter egg is Brashawn is there as well. So it's like Brashawn, apparently she is on her her social means. She knows Karen. She knows a few of the wives in Potomac. So look, if they like X out Roni, Brashawn, bring your butt right down to Potomac.
We'll take you.
We'll take you, baby.
We'll take you.
Fine. We want you down here. We want you away from Ramona. She gonna make you
right,
honey. So yeah, we are at halfway point. We have 8 episodes. Looks like we're gonna have 8 more episodes and then a reunion. So what are you looking forward to in the second half of the season?
Ooh. I'm curious to see where this breakdown between Candace and Mia starts. Like, I wonder if it's just like an isolated incident. Well, it can't be isolated because they both have very strong feelings about each other now on social media. So I'm anxious to see where that goes. I'm anxious to see, the progress of Robin and Juan. I'm anxious to see the mess Giselle keeps up. I'm anxious to see if Ashley bounces back into the mess after all is said and done. I'm anxious
she already is. It's like she's going to put her breast in the freezer and say, okay, I'm ready, y'all.
Her forehead and her breast pump.
Come on, forehead.
I'm anxious.
You know what? It's like, is she a Gold Star housewife? Yes. Did she be stirring shit up? Yep. It's like everybody know their assignment. It's kind of like some people don't just keep it on the playground. Giselle keeps it on the playground. Ashley keep it on the playground. Karen take it to the schoolhouse, back to her house. She take it to her neighbor's house. She take it everywhere, honey. It's like, I need y'all to grow the hell up. This is a job. It's like, it's fine. It's fine. Y'all, Potomac has been that girl. Season 3 is my favorite season.
Yes.
It's always been that girl. I'm thinking that we may get like 3 parts of a reunion. I feel like we got way too much to talk about. I can't wait till we break down because we got double middle fingers to Ashley and Candace. I'm like,
they'll never get along.
They'll never get along, but it's not the cute frenemies that Karen and Giselle are.
Right.
Like, look, literally, it's like one, they're like, Candace can't fight. I'm like, Ashley don't look like she can fight either.
Right.
So
it's going to have to be
that's how this looks. Like, Ashley not a fighter either. She is a talker, just like Candace. So it's kind of like, that's why it's like, they not going to get violent. I mean, they could, but they're not.
Right.
The husbands, though, they might get violent.
Right.
Because apparently Michael gets into it with a housewife. I'm thinking it's Candace, probably because Chris and Michael have not been in the same room since that Christmas party. So there's that. So we're going to see how that goes, child. But hello, y'all. This is the thank you for coming to the meeting of the Green Eye Bandit Apologist Society.
Whoop whoop.
So, because in all seriousness, y'all, this is one of our favorite franchises. Potomac has always been that girl, and we enjoy it. And the reason they're like, "Why are you apologizing?" I'm like, everybody on this cast can have an apologist. I get Karen apologist. I get Ashley apologist. I even get Wendy and me. Everybody deserves an apology because everybody deserves grace on this show. Like, I get it. And it's like I love it. Okay, everybody on here is like apologists. It's like we apologists. We like who we like. Right. So this has always been this girl, and I cannot wait till the second half. So the Mocha Minutes podcast is back. Hooray! 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 From hiatus. Kendrick, thank you so much for bringing me back in. You guys are probably going to notice you're going to see a new logo. Mama has been working. And you may hear a new intro. So you already heard it. You're like, oh, okay, you're right. Yeah. It says
from the Clubhouse Queen.
Come.
The legendary Psy.
Oh my God, the Psy is in the intro if y'all heard it. So
yes.
It was just like I had to bring the Psy off of Clubhouse. So, you know.
Yes.
But Kendrick, please tell everybody where they can find you and find the podcast.
Oh my God. Follow me on Instagram at Reality Comics 2. That's TOO. I do all of the memes. I do all of the things. If you look at the link in the bio, you'll see I'm on all major streaming platforms. I have 2 podcasts right now, actually. If you're a Big Brother fan, then check out Big Brother Breakfast Club. That's me. That's Donnie from the Know That Pod. And that's Amanda from the It's All Happening podcast. We do the Big Brother recaps. On my podcast, I put out 2 episodes a week. One Marvel related usually. Sometimes there might be an interview in a spot or something like that. Then the other one is unscripted TV, reality. I'm talking Housewives. I'm talking Love Island. I'm talking Bachelor in Paradise. I'm talking all the things. So come on over, download the episode and cuss and fuss with me.
Yes, please cuss and fuss because he be letting them folks have it, yeah.
Yes.
Have it.
Join me.
Please do, because it is funny. I'll be like, see, I can't go around Aldi's. I say Aldi's. I know there's no S. I call it Aldi's. And if I have it in my ear, he say one thing, and I'm like, ha! And I'm like, I'm in the store. They're like, what the fuck? It's like, did you see something? I'm like, no, girl, I'm listening to this fool.
Right. Was it a rat?
What the hell? I'm like, huh?
Yes.
Girl. Now, you know, I said, okay. So, y'all, this has been the Mocha Minutes podcast. I will be back next week. And just know, Tennessee will be back. We're going to be talking Love and Marriage Huntsville in the future, child. Because, Huntsville is a whole different unicorn, okay? It's a whole different pony out there. They got ladies making the hits. They got ladies with the husbands. And they have the ladies who pronounce Scott like this. But I will be back next week. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.